everyone, welcome to another video. I'm Randy, and you may think that I have been AWOL for a while, as I haven't done a video in like 3 or 4 weeks. But a big part of that time I was on vacation in Norway, and the video you see at the video clip you see at the beginning is actually in Norway, taking this train to Flom, and the train actually stops and you can get out and take a picture of the waterfall if you want. And unfortunately, with the time we were there, the sun was right over the waterfall, so it was hard to get a great picture because you're shooting right into the sun. But anyway, that's my Norway clip, and this may seem a little misleading. I said I'm back from Norway in vinyl finds. Actually, none of these finds are from Norway, but I do have a couple of Norway-related things to show. And the first, I'm hoping that I can put a picture on right after this that shows a monolith by an artist. Well, the artist is the lead singer for Aha, which is probably the biggest Norway group that most people would know. They had the big song Take On Me and the famous video on MTV. But anyway, he did this artistic monolith that's in Bergen, Norway. And I should have a picture of that. And the other thing I was going to say is that a local group from Kansas City, the Rainmakers, this is a live album from Oslo and Wichita, Kansas. But for some reason, they are huge in Norway. And in fact, I don't know if it was a farewell tour or what you call it, but the day before we left Bergen and went down to Stavanger, we went over and climbed Pulpit Rock, which should be the next picture I put on here. If everything works out. If there's no pictures, then I didn't figure it out. But anyway, the Rainmakers were playing in Bergen the day before that on some kind of final tour. But anyway, let's get into these finds that I actually found before I went to Norway, and let's get to it. I will say if these two photos come out, the one of me on Pulpit Rock, yeah, that little speck is me on top of Pulpit Rock, and my brother took the picture of me up there. Anyway, so let's get to the first one. The first one is a Scottish kind of blue-eyed soul singer, and it's Frankie Miller. This is his album Dancing in the Rain from 1986. There's the back cover. It was on the Mercury label. His voice is kind of sounds like Rod Stewart and Ian Lloyd a little bit from the Stories, but it's more rocking than his other albums, and kind of like maybe Power Station, if you want to get some similarity. But he's got some songs, like it kicks off with I'd Lie to You for Your Love, which is really good. And there's Gladly Go Blind is a really good one. And That's How Long My Love Is. He wrote or co-wrote all the songs on this album, which I would highly recommend. Next one. My next one is an album by The Sound, and this is Counting the Days. Now, Mike from PC31, the Vinyl Policeman, he is he's big on this group, The Sound, and the lead singer and Adrian Borland. So I decided I would take a chance on it. This was a record store reissue of a 1986 comp. I guess it's not the best representation of their music, but I went to a store and it was 30% off, and so I didn't get it on record store day, but I did get it on sale later. And to me, it has some similarities with The Cure and Echo and the Bunnymen. If you like those groups, I think you might like The Sound. And I really enjoyed this. And it was on Demon Records. This reissue was on this clear vinyl. It's a 2-record set, and they both look the same as far as that. But There it is, The Sound, which, like I said, if you like those other groups that I mentioned, I think you would like them. Next is a soul comp called The Truth is a Lie. And it's issued by Cairo Records and I think distributed by Mississippi Records, but it's got this great booklet with information on some of the artists, and it's got some, I know sometimes I go too fast on this and don't show it real well. But there was the cover. And I love, you know, it has a lot of hard to find soul artists and soul songs. Like it's got Earl Thomas, the Wallace Brothers. I'm just trying to name some of the hard to find people. Betty Green, Betty Swan. But this also has, you know, some well-known artists like Jerry Butler, Aaron Neville, Ernie K. Doe. In fact, there's a little thing that's included in it from, I guess, Offbeat Magazine. It's got a reproduction of Ernie K. Doe and I think it's his wife. They're eating at a restaurant. That was included in there as well. There's what the records look like from, like I said, Cairo Records. They've been putting out a lot of great, hard to find soul compilations. And like I said, distributed from Mississippi Records that you can find them on. Next is a group, the Fleshtones versus the album's called The Fleshtones versus Reality. This album came out in 1987. They arose from the New York punk scene. And this is actually, I don't know if you can see it very well, but yeah, a signed copy by all of the band. And the lead singer was Peter Zaremba. He also plays keyboards. They do a great cover of Treat Her Like a Lady. There's another great song is Mirror, Mirror. But this is a very interesting album on the Amerigo label, which I'm not really familiar with. Anyway, the Fleshtones from 1987. Next is the Undertones and their album The Sin of Pride. There's the back cover with the lyrics. This came out in 1983. This group was championed by Hannah, the Omaha Introvert. Now, the lead singer of this was Fergal Sharkey, and I actually had a couple of his albums because I bought him. I think I saw some of his MTV videos for him, but I didn't really know the group that he came from, which is the Undertones. So I went and got this. It's kind of a soulful alternative album, and there's a song called Chain of Love that if you listen to that song and you go take a listen, you can see that Culture Club stole the harmonica part right off that for Karma Chameleon. But great song. Love Parade and Conscious were another couple songs you might check out for the Undertones. Really good album, Sin of Pride. And it was on the Ardec label, which I'm not really real familiar with that label. But really good record, really good alternative record. Next is an album that's probably George Allen would probably like because he's a big fan of jazz drummers. And Gene Krupa, and he was kind of more of a, I guess he was jazz, but also kind of swing big band drummer. This is an album, Drummer Man, Gene Krupa featuring Anita O'Day and Roy Eldridge. Anita O'Day sings on several of the songs on here. But really great album from 1956. Gene Krupa was born in Chicago, but also, like I said, also has Roy Eldridge on trumpet. Really love the title track, Drummer Man. And Anita O'Day sings on it, or called Drummin' Man, I guess, not Drummer Man, the song Drumming Man, Anita O'Day sings on, but really good album, 1956. Sounds great. It's on the Verve label. And I really enjoyed that one. The next one I'm going to show is the Supreme Jubilees. This is their album, It'll All Be Over, which is a great song. But this came out originally in 1980, self-produced on the, get it out of here, the S&K label, but reissued by Light in the Attic Records. This was their only album they ever did. Like I said, great title track. I was a little disappointed in this one. Maybe I need to give it some more listens. But they're R&B and gospel out of Fresno, California. But overall, like I said, I really love the one track that I'm having to work to enjoy the rest of the album. But maybe a few more listens, I'll like it more. Next is an album from 1972 by a group called Geronimo Black. There they are. There's the back cover with the guys. Inside. And this is a group. This was their first album, and it was on it was on the Uni label. That's kind of famous for a lot of the psychedelic music they put out. But this one is more kind of hard rocking, progressive, and it was started by a guy named Jimmy Carl Black, who was in the Mothers of Invention, and also included Buck Gardner on keyboards, who was in the Mothers as well. Kind of progressive hard rock, like I said. If you like Frank Zappa and Captain Beefheart, you probably like these guys. They kind of broke up right after this album, as it didn't do as well as they thought. I guess they thought it would. But I guess they reformed in like 1980 or something like that. And I think they have a couple later albums in their catalog out. But really cool album. I think Glenn Kellaway, you'd like this one. But Geronimo Black, their debut. All right, just got two more. Sorry I'm going so long on this. But this is great soul singer Tyrone Davis. This is Turn Back the Hands of Time, which is probably his biggest hit. Can you change my mind? Can I change your mind? Another hit. Like, I'm getting the title wrong, but I've always loved. He's got kind of this Al Green, smooth vocal style. And this is a great album from 1970. Turn Back the Hands of Time has a lot of cool songs on here. Let Me Back In, The Waiting was Not in Vain, Just Because of You, Something You Got. All these songs are really good, but this is a promo copy, like I said, from 1970, and it was on the Dakar Records label. But any big soul fan would love this Tyrone Davis album. And last, I'm just going to go real quick, is I got this quite a while back, and I never did open it up and listen to it. And I finally have, and I'm glad I did. And it's the Horace Silver Quintet and Song for My Father, which kind of his signature piece, and is really good. It's probably my favorite thing on there. But like I said, in the Blue Note Classic series on the famous Blue Note label. Anyway, that's my finds. Hope everyone's doing well. I'm trying to get to a lot of people's that I watch their videos, but you know, I'm way behind since I was gone for quite a while. And hope everyone's doing well, like I said. Bye.